Hello everyone, I'm the Galactic Witch. Okay, so how food affects your vibration is today's video. So, before we get started, I just want to touch base with you guys on a new group that I have created with some of my fellow psychics and spiritual workers. And it is all about learning. It's called Soul Moon Academy, and I will do my best to put the link down below in the description box. Sorry, I have like a bunch of itches right now. But I will do my best to put that link in the description box. And it's, like I said, it's all about spiritual learning, whether it's divination, metaphysical, just spiritual, not that metaphysical, they all tie together. But, so there's a variety of classes taught by a variety of different psychics and spiritual workers, and we have some really great classes, like a manifestation class, psychic development, tarot. We have a class about quantum physics and how it affects our reality, or our spiritual awakenings. So we have a lot of great things going on, and we're just growing and expanding every day, okay? So if that's something you're interested, please feel free to go check it out. It is a private group, so you'll have to join it to be able to see what's in it. But feel free to do that and, you know, feel it out. If you like it, stay, join a class. We do have free and paid classes in there, okay? But on to topic, how food affects your vibration. So on a side note that is correlated and intertwined, as a general rule, everything that you intake in your body affects your body and your vibration, as well as it can affect your frequency as well. And everything that leaves your body affects the consciousness of, like, the conscious collective and all of that, okay? Collective consciousness, that's what it is, okay? So, but yes, so anything that you intake affects you, anything that leaves affects other things, okay? Okay, so now that we've gotten that through, it's the same with other animals and plants, okay? It happens to everything, everything and everyone, alright? Just like, as an example, like a plant, there's been plenty of scientific studies done on plants and what affects them and how they grow, and things of that sort. Okay, so one of the studies that I know has been done, and I mean a lot of kids do it for science projects now, is they take a plant and they water it and they talk to it, and sometimes they play music for it, like upbeat, positive music, and things of that sort, and it grows and it gets vibrant and it's really, really great. Well, they take another plant and they don't do that, okay? If they play music, they play like darker music, whatever that they may consider is darker music or lower vibrational music. They don't talk to it, they might water it, but that's it. They don't really give it any good stuff, like any good nutrients or anything, and it doesn't really grow, or if it grows, it just doesn't grow as bright and beautiful, okay? Or like maybe it grows, but it never flowers, okay? So that's it, that's my like example here. So, as for us, it's the same thing, okay? So this is not just how food, I mean, we're going to talk mainly about food, but it's also the same thing with music, with television, with the way people talk to us, with how we talk to people, with how we talk to ourselves, with how much sunlight we get, how much sunlight we don't get, how much water we spend our time around, or, you know, just random stuff like that, okay? So the list could go on and on and on and on and on. The same with, like, crystals, like, which crystals do you keep near you? Which crystals don't you? Excuse me. Pardon me. But okay. So, now, when thinking about our vibration and knowing that, now we can think about the vibration of the plants and animals that are providing food for us. So, I mean, we all hear it, especially nowadays, that, you know, you want organic, you want the healthiest of the healthy, you want the free range, you want all of that stuff. Well, here's why. Because when they're free range, they're happy. When they're happy, their vibration is higher. When they're grass-fed, they're getting the vibration of earth. They're getting the healthier nutrients. They're not getting processed food. They're not getting chemicals or anything like that, okay? And so by doing that, their vibration is going up and up and up, okay? So they're going to be happy cows or happy chickens or happy pigs or happy whatever. The same thing with your plants, like your vegetables and your fruits. If they're free, like if they're, I don't want to call them free range apples. If they're not chemically, like if they're not sprayed with chemicals, if they're not super processed, okay, so like applesauce. I really don't know the process of applesauce, but it's my best example for food. Like obviously applesauce gets processed and it gets mashed and all of that stuff, okay? And then you get additives in some of it to make it sweet or to make it this or to make it that. So applesauce is processed and it's been through processing. So each thing it goes through is going to lower its vibration because it's affecting it and changing it in different ways, okay? Well, with meat, everything it gets fed affects its vibration. And then afterwards, depending on what kind of meat it is and what it's, like, how you're buying it. So, like, maybe you're buying chicken tenders, okay? Like, fried, breaded chicken tenders. Alright, so, you know, obviously the chicken passed away. Okay, we don't know how the chicken passed away, but the chicken passed away. And then from there, it went through the processing, just the general processing, okay? No big deal, every chicken that goes for food goes through processing. Okay, but then to make it into chicken tenders, it went through other processing, and it got it got chemicals added to it to make it a certain way, to make it the breading stick to it or anything like that, okay? Then it went through breading, which also has a mixture of things in it to season it, to make it last longer in the freezer, to make it more flavorful, to make it a certain color. Like, it goes through all this stuff, and each one of those things lowers the vibration of the food you're eating, okay? Or, like I was talking about, the food that the animals eat. So, if they're not grass-fed, then what are they fed? And that's the real question we need to be asking is, what are they fed, and what is it made of? Okay, because if they're eating processed food, or they're eating, like, the worst part of another animal mixed in with all these chemicals and all this other stuff, that's not good for them, and that's not good for their vibration, which isn't going to be good for us, okay? So those are the types of questions you need to be asking yourself when you're buying food. Is, okay, how was this food handled before? Because however that food was handled before is how its vibration was. And however its vibration was is how it's going to affect me. But at the same time, another thing to look at is, how long has this food, like, has it been frozen? How long has it been dead for? I'm sorry to, like, be so, like, graphic with it, but that's the honest truth, is how long has it been dead for? Because the longer it's been dead, the lower its vibration as well, okay? So you want fresher food, which is why we want organic food. We want the never frozen food, because if it hasn't been frozen, it hasn't been dead as long. Because obviously there's a time limit on it, especially if you go to a restaurant or a grocery store. They have to follow specific times and specific rules, which is why you have the use-by dates. Because if they've never frozen that meat, it only has until so long. And if they have frozen, it has even less time, if they thawed it. So those are the things you want to be paying attention to, okay? Because anything you take in that has that starts with that, or like it starts in your hands with that lower vibration, is going to lower your vibration, okay? And when we when we don't pay attention to what we eat, or we eat a bunch of junk food, like potato chips, they're so processed, okay? And yes, it helps to get the baked, it helps to get the healthier ones, like the veggie straws, and the popcorn and stuff like that, it helps. And they're definitely better, or at least, they're better than regular potato chips. But that's another thing, because it's just, they add oils to it, they add fats to it, like unnecessary fats. A lot of them add sugars, or, stuff like that. And they add stuff that, like, we can't even pronounce, okay? Or, you have no idea what it is. And just a good rule of thumb is, if you can't pronounce the first few ingredients, it's probably not good for you. Or it's something that just, if you don't know what it is, generally, you probably shouldn't be eating it, because you don't know what you're putting into your body. But okay. So when you take in something like that, it lowers your vibration. And then if you take in more, it lowers your vibration. And then you take in more and it lowers your vibration. So say you started out here and then you just had 3 meals that were all like fast food or junk food, or maybe you didn't really have a meal but you had a snack that was like potato chips or candy bar or something like that. Lowers your vibration. Oh, you just ate your 2nd meal that was like that. Lowers your vibration. Oh, 3rd meal, lowers your vibration. And because I ate all this bad stuff that didn't really fill me, I also need a snack. Snack time, probably donuts, chips, or ice cream or something like that. Lowers your vibration. So your day started out way up here, and by the end of it, because of what you ate and what you drank, you're down here. Okay? And I don't know about you guys, but ever since I really got into my spiritual journey, if I have a day like that, by the end of the day, like by bedtime, my stomach hurts. By the middle of the day, I lose all motivation. Like, I'll be sitting on my couch like, I'm not doing anything today, am I? Okay, that's great. Like, not good. You might get headaches. You might have pains, like just random pains throughout your body. You might have chest pains, which can be very scary. You might get back pain. Like, a lot of the pains that come in your body, not all of them, definitely not all of them, but a lot of them have to do with what you're putting into your body. So, like, I know I've been seeing a lot of magnesium posts a lot, like, because that can cause a lot of pains in your body. I know, I really didn't know that much about magnesium, and then I had a headache one day. My sister was like, oh, you know, you probably need magnesium. She's really into the vitamins and everything, while I'm more into the food part. So, she was like, oh, you know, you probably need magnesium. And then before that, it was like B12 or something else. But I'm pretty sure it was like B12 that was like, oh, well, you know, you lost motivation, you know, you feel like you're not looking that great, you probably need B12. So pay attention to what you're putting into your body. Pay attention to the nutrients and the vitamins in it. Because, like I said, it makes you feel sick. It makes you feel tired. It promotes the lower vibrational emotions like depression, being upset, emotional imbalances, over anxiety, stress, being overwhelmed. It promotes those types of emotions to be having a lower vibrational diet. Now, on the flip side, higher vibrational foods and plants and vegetables and fruits. Okay. So these are the ones that, you know, they're not fed pesticides, they're not overfed to shorten their lifespan. So they're like, basically they have, you know, the natural lifespan or whatever that may be for that farm, okay? But they're not killed inhumanely, or what could be considered inhumanely. They're not, so no chemicals, no pesticides. They pass away humanely. All of those things. Sorry, I'm drawing a slight blank on where I was going on my list of things as to that, but essentially that's what it is. So, humanely dying, no pesticides, no chemicals. Don't mind my blank. It's been a long day, but I really, really, really wanted to make this video for you guys. And then in general, they have high vibrations while they're living, okay? Like, they live a generally happy and positive life and in a happy and positive environment. And then once they do pass away or they get picked or whatever, and they go from farm to table or farm to store or farm to restaurant, they don't really get frozen. They don't go through a whole lot of processing. So, like, say it is fried chicken, or maybe it's baked chicken, but it has breading on it. It's like, they use, like, the homemade breads, the breads that have, like, the few ingredients, okay? And they use natural flours, or, like, unbleached flours and stuff like that, okay? And then they use seasonings that they know where the seasonings came from, okay? There's no real additives, which is pretty easy to find. Seasonings are generally pretty safe, that as far as I know. But so that's just the process, okay? It's not this, oh, it goes to this factory. Okay, that factory puts all these chemicals into it, batters it, makes it all this stuff, and then it goes to the store after being frozen, and it gets set and it sits in the freezer for days to weeks to however long they're allowed to keep it before having to get rid of it or before it sells. And then it goes to home to where it's either frozen or used within a couple of days. But who knows, like maybe you add stuff to it, and that stuff you add, maybe it's stuff that you haven't checked the ingredients on, or it's a new thing that you're just not sure of, but you want to try it. Or maybe you just add a lot of like cheese sauce to it. I don't know. But it's not going through that extra process. It's just farm to table or farm to store to us, not frozen, okay? And not gone through all these extra processes. So how that works is those have higher vibrations, okay? They had a higher vibration in life. They had a high vibration ending their life. And in doing that, they hold that high vibration longer than the super processed foods, okay? And then after that, they go to wherever they're going to go, and we buy it or we get it to our table. And because it's only been gone for a few days or like maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks at most, or whatever that timing is, it comes to us and it's not, the vibration is still not super low. And so by doing that, we're raising our vibration, or we're at least maintaining the vibrational level that we're at. So we're not really intaking anything that's going to lower our vibration. And in doing that, we're raising it or maintaining it, and that makes us feel good. That makes us motivated. That makes me want to get off my couch. And that also makes you want to eat more, intake and eat more food and drinks like that. Just like water, I know my body craves water, and you might hear stuff about people saying, oh, well, I really didn't drink water, I don't drink water, but that doesn't mean they don't do other things in their diet that replace that, okay? Or that they don't do, they don't eat a lot of salty foods, so they don't need a lot of water because their body is maintaining it easier, stuff of that sort. So I know, especially for me, when I do eat a lot of salty foods or oily foods or stuff like that, my body does crave water. And like if I do get that stomach ache I was talking about, if I drink water, that helps go back. And then if I eat something healthy, that helps raise my vibration back. And I've recognized that balance. It's a very fine line. So if my vibration is down here, I do feel sick, and I know, I can recognize now when it's because of what I've been eating. If I intake higher vibrational things, that helps get me out of that funk, that helps get me out of that pain or whatever I'm feeling. Just like I know when I was pregnant with my daughter, I used to have a lot of leg pains, and my doctor was like, oh, well, you need to eat bananas, and I knew that was a thing beforehand. But I didn't realize it was going to be so intensified by pregnancy. Pregnancy does crazy things to your body, as I'm sure a lot of you have heard. But so I ended up having to eat a banana almost every day, if not every day, to help balance that out. Because even though most of the time I was eating pretty healthy, I wasn't always eating healthy. Okay, and I wasn't always drinking the right amount of water and stuff like that. It can be hard to maintain when it's not your original diet, okay? But so, main point, eating healthy raises your vibration. Eating unhealthy lowers your vibration. But you can play that balancing act. I'm not suggesting you do it all the time, but, you have that holiday meal, or you have that day with your friends or whatever, where you go out and you eat whatever. You can play that balancing act where if you start to feel lethargic, or you start to feel gross, or you start to feel sick, eat something healthy, drink some water, raise your vibration back up, okay? And that's going to help. Until you get on that set, okay, I recognize how this is affecting me, I recognize that I feel sick because of this, and I don't want to feel that anymore, and you can start really bringing that into your life all the time. And I mean, it can literally actually make you sick. It can make you throw up, or it can make you need to go to the bathroom a lot. Eating a lower vibrational diet, it can cause so many different issues for you, and it can mess up your chakras too. And so it's just one of those things that once you kind of learn about, and once you start to recognize how your body is feeling about it, you really kind of want to start to implement that diet. And it doesn't have to be so expensive. I know one of the problems that I always had with healthier food was, oh, it's so expensive. But if you can start to recognize the ingredients and things, and just start, like maybe you don't cook at home a whole lot. And maybe that's just because you don't know how, or maybe you don't really have time. So maybe start meal prepping, or start taking cooking classes, or start, looking at recipes online and starting to practice cooking. Start doing those things, because home cooked meals are not always a higher vibration, but they tend to be a higher vibration because a lot of times they haven't gone through all that factory processing. Okay? So it's possible, it's doable, and I fully believe that all of you can do it if you want to. So if you have been drawn to this video, there's a reason for it. If you have listened, especially if you've listened through the whole way, there's a reason for it, okay? So try to pay attention to that and really see what you can do with it, alright? If you like this video, comment down below. If you want more videos like this on the spiritual level, let me know. Let me know how this resonates with you. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If I share this on any other platform, like my business page, follow it, whatever. Whatever you're drawn to. If you'd like to book a service with me, will post my email down below. I also have a Patreon that helps me do this full time as well, because I also sell psychic services like I was talking about. I'll post my email, and that Facebook group I was talking about will be down there as well. So thank you for watching. Let me know how you resonated with this video. Let me know how you feel. I do tend to go into a lot of detail, so or kind of repetitive detail sometimes. So if it's not your thing, I'm sorry, but I hope that you got some really good information out of this. So thank you again for watching. I am the Galactic Witch, and I will see you next time. Bye.